Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 49 and we are at Bonita Beach, Florida, which is in southwest Florida. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. Good morning, Donna. Thanks for joining. We are waiting for the sun to rise in the east over the land, trees, and buildings. Good morning, Evelyn, Tammy, DJ, Lucille, Teresa, Sarah, Julia. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Hope you all had a great weekend. Good morning, Faye. We are just waiting for the sun to rise and enjoying the beautiful scenery. Good morning, Charlene, Monica, Lori, Cheryl. I missed a couple, I'm sorry. Good morning, Crystal. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It is really calm out here this morning. No wind. Good morning, Mar. Good morning, Patty. Got a few birds, but there was a bunch of birds right here when I got here, but they got spooked by me. I said good morning and they took off. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Karen. Oh well, maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't. Oh, I could show you guys. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what the big fireball looks like in the sky. We've got the sun coming up over the buildings. This is the beach to the south of us. Quite a few walkers today. Like I said, the weather's really mild, so we're going to have a lot more people down here when it is. And there's the beach to the north of us. You can probably see there's a ton of birds down there, but not feeling very social for YouTube this morning. Good morning, Anne. Yes, it is very pretty out here. Oh, on the way down to the beach this morning, I walked by this lady and I want to find her before I leave today. She had the most gorgeous beach bag, and I'm sure she store-bought it, but I know all of you can appreciate this with me. Those of us who are DIY minded and crafty minded can look at lots of store-bought things and go, oh my God, I could totally make that, right? I know I'm not the only one. Good morning, Karen from Indiana. And she has this beach bag that's one of those structured bucket bags. Good morning, Miss Detroit. Good morning, Ruthie. And a portion of the top on the front has been embroidered with, let's see if I can find one as an example. It's been embroidered with seashells that have the holes in them and clear crystals. So like all of these are sewn flat onto the bag, so you'd want, and some of them had more than one hole in them, so you might have to drill a couple of holes. And they weren't in any pattern, they were kind of mishmashed, but it was all tightly embroidered on there with the seashells and then crystals securing the holes in place. So you'd see all of these beautiful seashells, and then they'd be sparkling because of the crystals. Gosh, I don't want to ask her if I can put it on camera. That might be too rude or too invasive, but if I can take a close look at it, I'm going to see if it's something that I could easily embellish. I think, in fact, I can tell you right now, I know it's something I could do. I just want to remember it. Maybe she'll let me take a picture. Anyway, I'm getting a lot of questions. I apologize for the delay. I am wearing a necklace that you can make. This is the crystal chain necklace. You can see it's just simple crochet chain, and I've got beautiful crystal beads on it. It is a free pattern on my website, a free video here on my YouTube channel, and it is also a yarn and bead kit on my website. And you see it's these lots and lots of strands of simple chain and bead chain, and then you secure the whole thing together with single crochet around all the strands, so you don't even have to buy a fastener for it. You can do all sorts of colors. You can do beads that match the yarn, beads that don't match the yarn. The beauty is how delicate the chains are and how sparkly the beads are. It is, I think it's still my most popular download video on my YouTube channel, and it's something I did years ago. Anne just bought the kit. Wonderful. It could not be easier to make. It is one of the easiest projects I think I've ever taught how to make, and absolutely everybody loves making them, everybody loves wearing them, everybody loves them as gifts. Oh, Lee, yeah, you should make one for you. It's 4mm crystal beads, and this is Be So Fine yarn. And if you want to buy the kit for me, the kit's available on my website, or you can figure something out. You could use leftover yarn from any of the projects. If you have some extra Be So Fine yarn at home, any leftover from a shawl or a different project that you've made, that would be great too. Elizabeth's making the Santabella shawl right now. Wonderful. Oh, Sarah wants to know about my heart necklace. Yes, this was a Mother's Day present from Marlon many, many years ago, and I rarely take it off because of that. And it is also, if you look at my charity logo, the Project Kristin Cares logo, this is actually one of the two hearts in the logo. My vision for the Project Kristin Cares logo was to incorporate this heart with another heart connected with it to symbolize helping somebody else, helping someone up. So you notice one heart's dangling and one heart's straighter up, and that's because the stronger heart is helping up the other heart that needs help. That's like the idea in my head when I was designing it. But it's all based on this. In fact, I took a photo of this heart as it lays on my chest to look at when I was drawing the two hearts. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thank you, Jenny. Hi, Edna. Good morning. And what's funny is when I was designing the Project Kristin Cares logo, my Photoshop skills weren't as solid as they are now. Not that I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination yet, but they weren't even where they are now, and so I hand drew the entire logo of Project Kristin Cares and then had to just clean up the lines on Photoshop, but the entire thing's hand drawn. Good morning, Dadu from Algeria. Thanks for joining us. I'm drinking lemongrass mint green tea with fresh lemon juice in it this morning. And I forgot my yarn bag, or my project bag. I did not bring anything to work on this morning, but that means you get my undivided attention for questions or for sharing what you're working on. Lori wants to know if I have any doilies on my YouTube channel. Yes, if you look up the Serene Mandala, I think the mandala pattern, if you didn't add it to a metal ring and just kept it flat, I think that would make a beautiful doily. And I show you how to do it in lots of colors, but you could also do it in a solid color. I actually have several doilies or table mats at home that I've used lots of colors. I think they're really fun to do in multicolor, but I do have some that are solid color too. It's pretty either way. So that would be one option. Any of my videos on little motifs that you join as you go, I think make great table toppers or doilies too. Julie is working on the crochet cowl that I just posted. Jenny just got her yarn. Wonderful. You see it, Lori? Okay, good. Good morning, Amritha. You're welcome, Jenny. I brought a couple of shawls this morning. I wasn't sure what I was gonna... Yes, Edna, this is the crystal chain necklace that I'm wearing. This is in tropical hot coral. Someone asked if I have a baby blanket. Yes, I have several baby blanket patterns on YouTube and on my website. You just search baby blanket and they'll come right up. Done one in Be So Tender yarn. Recently I've done one in Be So Tender and one in Be So Sporty. And I have one showing you how to crochet edging on a fleece blanket. So if you don't have time to make a whole blanket, one of my tutorials is taking Be So Sporty yarn and crocheting on the edge of a store-bought fleece blanket to make a baby blanket. So there's actually 3. Good morning, Anna. Thanks for joining. And so I wasn't sure how cold it was going to be out here this morning, so I brought my molten lava crochet shawl. And for those of you who haven't seen how I wear this as a scarf, I fold it in half with the center point on my fingers, and I use that folded center point as the keyhole to make it a scarf like that. So there's one way to use a triangular shawl as a scarf, and then I'll show you on the other one another way that's fun to take a triangular shawl and use it as a scarf. This is the Tender Celeste shawl, and this one I like to do the kerchief style. I think that's what they call it, where you take the center point and put it in the front, wrap the whole thing around your neck, and then you can play around with tying this. This is a great way to use a shawl that has fringe on it. I prefer twisted fringe over to cut fringe, just because, yeah, I hope he finds gold too, as long as he doesn't get too close. Yeah, well, you should see the guy in the parking lot having a little bit of, anyway, we'll figure that out. So, twisted fringe. I like twisted fringe better than just cut fringe, because I feel like it wears better and it'll last longer. You know, it depends on the look you're going for. Sometimes cut fringe is beautiful, good morning Edwina, and beautiful the way it unravels. Sometimes it's not the appropriate trim for the type of project you're making. I happen to love twisted fringe, and even more than this cut twisted fringe, I love the newer technique that I've been sharing, which is the twisted fringe that you don't have to cut. I have posted the tutorial on YouTube already, and it's for one of the shawls in book 14. I cannot wait to show you that finished shawl. It has all of this twisted fringe, but without, oh, Joni saw a dolphin. Crap, I missed him. Thank you, Svetlana. This is the Tender Celeste crochet shawl. So not only can you wear it as a shawl, and even as a shawl you can still wear them in so many different ways. But I like showing you how to wear them as scarves and stuff too. Okay, swimmer's gone by. Someone said there was a dolphin past the... Jenny, we are on final edits. I got my proof copy back the other day, and some of the color is off in some of the photos. So I'm having to swap out a couple of photos, and I've decided that the cover is not pretty enough. So I'm just tweaking these last minute things. The editors have all signed off on the book. So I'm just tweaking the cover right now, actually redoing the cover. And back cover I love. It's the front cover that I think needs a little bit of work still. And just swapping out a couple of the photos so that they all kind of match thematic or palette wise. Just a couple of them looked a little blown out, so I just wanted to make sure that everything is a little more cohesive through the whole book. So good thing we do physical print proof. So I actually have 2 copies of the book, but they're proof copies, and kind of debating doing a survey and sharing with all of you the different covers choices, and then maybe doing a vote and seeing which covers you guys like the best and choosing the cover that everyone likes the best. There will be available. I don't understand what you said, Elizabeth. But, oh, it will be available on Amazon Prime, and it will be available for wholesale to any bookseller that would like to pick it up. But for direct-to-consumer, it will be available on Amazon Prime in the US and in Europe to start with. Someone asked if I have any men's patterns. I do not have any men's patterns right now, but it is one of the projects that I'm working on. Oh, Karen, yes, it'll also be available as an ebook. It'll be available on Kindle. It'll be available on Apple. And I can't remember if there's a third option, but definitely those 2. It will definitely be available as an ebook as well. Definitely. but I have to get through the approval process of the print before I can move on to learning the Kindle and Apple conversion, but it is all coming. Lots of things to learn, but super exciting. Good morning, Shirley. Thanks for joining. You're welcome, Karen. I love the rough waves this morning. Like little rollers. I know these aren't big waves like anybody that lives near the ocean, but it's still exciting. You get used to the smaller waves. They feel bigger. Cheryl wants to know what an ebook is. That is when the whole book is digital instead of printed, and so you can read it on any of your devices. You can read it on your iPad or any other tablet or your computer. Good morning, Diane. Thanks for joining. I know, Sarah. I agree. Big or small, I love the sound of the waves. Yeah, I think he's pretty harmless. Thanks, Donna. Tammy just finished the Santabella shawl. Wonderful. That is a pretty shawl. I love that one too. Oh, I start looking around and admiring the view, and I forget I miss. Yeah, I hope he does find one, Sarah. I have heard that people have luck with those machines, but I have also heard that you get what you pay for, and that some of them are much better than others. What else is new, right? You hear that about everything. Good morning, Anita. Thanks for joining. No, Mar, it's not difficult at all to attach beads on the necklace. If it makes you feel any better, I suggest watching the video and you'll see how simple it is to do. You thread all the beads onto the yarn and then you just slide them in place before chaining. Good morning, Christine. Thanks for joining. Leah, you have experience with metal detecting. Cool. What's the best thing you've ever found? I don't see any of that pretty seaweed here anymore today. Do need to spend some time looking for. Oh, Julia, have a good day. Oh, Amrita did the razor shell shawl. That's one of my favorites too. Faye says it's 5 a.m. Wow, Leah found jewelry from 1859. That is amazing. On Sanibel Island, not far from here, about an hour north of here, there's, if anybody ever gets down here, there's a really cool spot to visit. It's, gosh, I don't even know what it's called, but it's an antique jewelry store, and the curator has the whole store set up by period. And the time I went in there with my friend, who's on her way here right now from England, we had gone up there one of the last times she was visiting for a day trip, and the curator, the owner of the store, he was so kind to take us on a tour of the store, and he took us on a tour and showed us all the different periods of jewelry in there, and it was just spectacular. And so if you ever get a chance to go up there, I highly recommend it. Good morning, Barbie. Thanks for joining. They had 24 karat gold beads that were the size of pearls strung on a necklace that I was just so in love with, salivating at. And it was a really expensive store, but for good reason. The jewelry was all really high quality jewelry just from other times. Hi, Andy. I'm sorry I can't read your comment in German. Thanks for joining. lots of activity down here too. Edna loves to make fringe too. Yeah, I love fringe. And I love the cut fringe, but I love it on certain things. Oh, Leah bought it. For those of you who are concerned about Marlon and me right now, things have not gotten better yet. We have two people that are very close to us who are both still in the hospital over a week. Oh, I was wondering, once I said hi to him, thanks guys, yeah, anybody feels like reporting, go for it. I saw one word that tipped me off at the end and I thought, whoops, oh well. Thank you all for being so on top of things. I appreciate it. What was I going to say? Oh, things are not better with the two people that are in the hospital. It's gotten worse and a little too hard to go into here. Just any prayers you feel like sending Marlon's way, I appreciate it. I'm just doing my best to help him through everything. Sorry for crying. I think the longer everything goes, the harder it's getting on him. And just praying for peace in his heart. So, I talk to him daily about the fact that the best gift you can give to somebody who's not well is to show them how well you're living your life. And, you know, it's funny. You hear other people tell advice like that, and it's so true, and it's so true. It's really hard to tell somebody who's in pain to stay strong. That's been the hardest part for me, is telling him what I know I'm supposed to tell him, but having a hard time doing it anyways. So yesterday, it's been a week since everybody's been in the hospital, or both people have been in the hospital. And like I said, it's both have gotten worse since then. Yesterday was the first day I realized I haven't been taking care of myself. And I've been so focused on everybody and everything else that yesterday, I want you all to know, I remembered to make a plan for vitamins and things to take, and I'm taking probiotics, I'm taking vitamins. I've been drinking my tea all week, which is good, but I'm adding a lot of herbs. I'm adding ginger to my diet, and oh, that's another thing I put in my tea this morning. I cut up, so it's green lemongrass mint tea, and I added a couple of slices of raw ginger and some fresh lemon juice. Thank you all for your kind words. So yesterday there's a brand of vegan probiotic apple cider vinegar elixirs at Publix that my friend told me about, and I tried it and liked it, and it was BOGO at Publix yesterday, buy one get one. So I've got enough to take them for a few days, and I started taking a B complex last night, and I'm taking emergency, and what else? Oh, and I'm gonna just bump up the ginger in my diet. Ginger and mint and garlic if I feel like it. Thanks, Barbie. Thank you, Jean. Yeah. Feels like the last person you want to help is yourself. Thank you, Christine. But I realize now that time's going on, I have to restructure what I... Oh, Shirley loves my lentil soup. I made another batch of lentil soup this weekend. I added fresh ginger, portobello mushrooms, organic vegetable broth, and just plain lentils. And it was, it's mild. Oh no, garlic too. And it's just mild. I didn't add a whole, oh, I'm taking turmeric also, Terry. I have a bottle, one of my favorites that I found on Amazon that a friend told me about. It's the turmeric and black pepper blend, and it's supposed to be, it's one of the best rated ones on Amazon, and so I'm taking that as well. So I'm taking turmeric, ginger, garlic, probiotics, apple cider vinegar, B complex, I don't know, vitamin C, whatever else I said. So, so for those of you who are worried, and those of you who can relate, that's the other reason why I don't feel bad talking about this, because I know everyone's been here. Every person, everybody has been through a situation like this, and there's nothing more comforting than getting insights from other people who have been there before. So it's, anyway, so that's that. But thank you all for your prayers and your thoughts. I really appreciate it. Yes, turmeric and black pepper have to be used together, because it's the black pepper, it's the component of black pepper that releases the component of turmeric to be absorbed into your body. I've also read that you should have some sort of fat with it so that it is better absorbed, but we'll get to that. I'm taking the supplements at least. Forget where I was going with that. Good morning, Sherry. Thanks for joining. I finished the cape last night, the one that I was showing you on Saturday and a few days last week. So that's done. So I'm fairly close to being done with all the projects for book 15. Everything needs to just be woven in ends and blocked and possibly tweaked. A few things might still need. Shirley wants a recipe for chickpeas. You mean making hummus or just cooking them, or what do you mean by that? Because I do both ways. I like to cook them in my Instant Pot and just add like a lemon garlic vinaigrette to them. I basically add all of the ingredients you would add to make hummus, but then don't blend it. I just leave them whole. Sometimes I like texture. I don't know, Anita, I'm sure some of you have been paying closer attention than me. Surely you can put them in anything. Falafel is like a meatball that's made out of ground chickpeas. I add them to all sorts of things. Once Mary, I'm tweaking the cover right now and a couple of the photos, and then I'll have to do another. I'm working on a print proof right now from the printer, and found a couple of things that I need tweaking. We'll need to resubmit new files, get another physical print, and as soon as I can okay that, then it will be released for the public. So we're getting really close to book 14. Oh, Mar, oh that's right, I have a recipe for roasted chickpeas on my website already, and that's a crunchy snack. So if you Google, or if you search for that on my website, you can definitely find that recipe. And it's for, you could do it with canned or cooking them yourself, but the roasted chickpeas, I already have that on my website, and it's a wonderful snack. And you can add whatever flavor profile of spices you prefer. I can't even remember off the top of my head what I added to them in the recipe, but hopefully I talked about the fact that you can add it in all sorts of things. Annie uses turmeric and sugar and milk. I think that's called golden milk, right? I've heard of that too. Update on Be So Sporty yarn. I have dyed a whole bunch of colors and they're drying right now. As soon as they're dry, I will be able to take some photos and list them in the shop. I will definitely share them with you here, and I will send out a newsletter email. I'm not sure if you're all signed up for my newsletter. There is a link in today's video description for it. And if you go to my website, there is a link at the top of the page to sign up for my newsletter. The Amazon link is already in the video description. I figured out how to do a saved list of links in the video description last week, so You don't have, although if we do specific show notes, I'll still have to add them in, but all of my normal links to all the places you can find things from me are already in there. So the Redbubble shop, the Amazon shop, subscribing to the YouTube channel, going to my website, shopping for my yarns, oh, and some of my more popular playlist of videos on YouTube, they're all already in. So when I clicked the button live this morning, you already got all of those links. So I feel really good about that, because I feel badly when I'm driving back to my office from Yarn on the Beach in the morning and I'm already getting comments, where's this link, where's that link, and it's just a matter of time until I can get it up there, that now it's automatic. So I was really excited when I figured that out. You know, I figure things out as I go, just like everyone else, and every time you can find something that saves you a little bit of time and just is more streamlined and helps everybody out a little bit, it's awesome. So now you can go look at it now. You don't have to wait for me to figure something out. So it shows you where to go for patterns, all sorts of things. And if there's anything you think is missing from there, tell me, and I know where to go to add to it. So yeah, if you think there's anything missing from that list, by all means, let me know. Annie, I have not looked at DMs on Instagram yet. Sorry about that. You're welcome, Sarah. Like I said, if there's anything that you think is missing, by all means, let me know. Yeah, the Be So Serene sampler kits, those are all back in the shop. I've got a bunch of them available, so you can go order those now. They were sold out last week, but I got a bunch more put together, so that's all set. Can't wait to show you the colors of Sporty. And then, I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, I'm going to start dyeing Be So Bold. And I know you've seen that I've done Be So Bold in variegated colors before, but this is going to be the first time that I do some solid colors and some variegated colors. So really excited about that. Okay, Annie, I'll look for it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I will definitely look for it. Thank you. I am not always as quick as answering emails on the weekends, especially when those weekends spend a lot of time in hospitals. So I apologize for that, but if I will try to find your email and find out what video you're trying to share with me. Well, I think, oh, thank you, Jenny. I love Mia's Malachite. Mia's Malachite Meadow colorway too. I just finished that cape in it, and you know what? I think I admired the color with every row of that project. It was so much fun to enjoy all the colors. Because I hand massage, when I hand dye yarn, I don't just hand dye it. I sit there and I massage the colors as I go so that they blend from one to the other. And I know this is going to sound kind of silly, but I was admiring it while I was knitting it in this last cape. I was really admiring how well the colors blended. So it's almost telling myself, good job, not sure about that. Anyway, on that note, I think we should spend our last minute here. Sorry we went over today. Hopefully that didn't mess anybody up. Let's take our last minute here to soak in this magnificent view. Listen to the sounds of the waves. Enjoy all these beautiful colors and sparkles. Thank you all for taking time out of your Monday to spend time with me. I hope you found some peace and relaxation with enjoying the sunrise on the beach with me. I've enjoyed talking with you. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.